Alright, hey everybody, I'm back for another video, another unboxing. This time it is Vinyl Me Please. Alright, with this particular box I have the record of the month, which is Feist, Let It Die. I also ordered during their sale the Arctic Monkeys album, whatever you say it is, or whatever you think I am, I'm not, or something along those lines. I also ordered a country album by an artist named Cody, Jinks, called Lifers. It's a special pressing that only 300 copies were made of, so I definitely picked that up because the way I saw it, it was more expensive on Amazon for the regular traditional black copy than it was on Vinyl Me Please for the colored edition. Excuse me, before I got this full order, I had seen online where people were saying that they had gotten an email about if they resubscribed to Vinyl Me Please that they'd get a free album added into their box. So I emailed them about it and they said that though I didn't qualify because I had signed up a day or two earlier than that particular promotion, they were going to include it in for me, and they asked me if there were any albums that I had seen in the store recently that I had wanted. I had mentioned to them one album I had liked and would have liked to get was the Words Don't Fit the Picture by Willie Nelson, which was, I guess, his first real outlaw album, or album that was heading that direction. But it had been sold out. It was limited to 1,000 copies. But the guy, I forget, I think his name was Paulie B, maybe, said he'd be able to hook me up with that. And then I also saw in the email with the tracking information that says what came in the box. It showed another album that I'd actually picked up at a record store last December. It was actually the Vinyl Me Please version. It just didn't have the art print or the cocktail ingredient list or recipe, sorry, in it. What is this? All this tape. Sorry. Also, I've noticed this video is aimed a little bit higher than it was last time around with my black box unboxing. So we'll start here. Shows the National Boxer and the cocktail pairing in case anybody cares to see that, and the image that comes along with it. And then here is that album. It's a special gray version, but like I had said before, I already have it. So if my buddy likes this album, sorry, my cat's kind of over here causing a bit of an issue. I'll let my buddy listen to the album, my already open version, and if he likes it, or his wife likes it, I'll let them have it. If not, I will sell the extra copy and make a little bit of money back. Then there's also Feist, the Let It Die, which is this month's record of the month. There were a couple other albums that I had interest in, so I already listened to this on Spotify to see if I'd like it, because if I didn't like it, I was just probably going to end up swapping it for Title by Fiona Apple. One thing they did, they changed it. Now they've got this little slip thing, gives the little information on the back about it. It's a little bit harder to read, might be able to see it now. And the cocktail pairing is also on there. And here's the original art print, and on the back it says it's done by Santiago Carrasquilla, maybe, I don't know. Santiago is a designer, director, and animator from Colombia, living and working in New York. And then, in case you like it, I'll put the information here. So hopefully you're able to see that. if you're interested in the work, you can maybe get some extra information, what you may like. We got here the actual cover on the back, the track listing, also in the corner, the Vinyl Me Please, like foil stamping, gatefold information. Inner sleeve, and this really cool green color. Definitely looking forward to giving this album a listen on vinyl, see how it turned out. I've seen people online say that it's one of the best sounding pressings that they've heard coming from Vinyl Me Please. So that's definitely makes it seem really good. Then I've got right here, whatever people say I am, that's what I'm not. That's what the name of the Arctic Monkeys album was. It was their first album, and if I remember reading correctly, it was the fastest selling debut in UK history, even faster than artists like the Beatles. So that goes to show the kind of effect that it has. On the back, you have a little bit of information there about it, and the cocktail pairing, just in case anyone cares. On here you've got the cover, the back cover, and the art print, which actually has a really cool feeling to the front of it. On the back, it's original artwork by Ben Sellen. Ben Sellen is a photographer based out of Portland, Oregon, and owner of Half Court Studio, a space for film, photo, and collaborative projects. He looks for moments that are at once both intimate and irreverent, photographing life in all its wild normalcy. It also comes with a book. It's got the title on there. I'm going to show all it. Then we got some pictures. In here, which is actually really cool that they add that to it. And also this smoke color to it. And it's got a cigarette butts on there, which I think is a cool little addition to the overall package of this album. So that's the first three. Now to the two limited. There's the Willie Nelson, which is limited to 1,000 copies. Mine is number, where is it at on here? 340. Which I'm really excited for this one. And it's got the song Good Hearted Woman, which he did with Waylon Jennings. If I remember reading correctly on Discogs, there's only like 2 versions of this album on vinyl, the original pressing and this Vinyl Me Please pressing. So, makes me happy that I'm able to get this album. And if I remember correctly, this is to basically show like how Willie actually isn't, but it's like his wife at the time, and I think it was his producers playing his show for it on the cover. And then we've got this clear with black splatter to it, and the RCA Victor inner labels, which gives that old school feel to it still, which I think is a nice little addition to make it seem like the original pressing. I don't know if the original pressing had those inner labels, but I'm going to guess they probably did. And then the final album, that after I get this Willie Nelson back in plastic sleeve, will be the Cody Jinks album, which came out this past July. Yeah, I'll put it back in after the video. But the last album is Cody Jinks. I got number 39 of 300. And I had seen online there was a guy with number 3 on Instagram, I believe it was. Limited to 300 hand-numbered copies. Slow-burning honky-tonk with the most soul-burying aspects of the original heroes of outlaw country. I had listened to this album when it first came out. I've listened to it once or twice since then on Spotify. I really dig Lifers is a good one. Somewhere Between I Love You and I'm Leaving is a good one. Colorado is a good one. I'm not a huge fan of the song Big Last Name. To me, it's just kind of the weakest song on the album, at least from the first listen. He wrote most of these, or co-wrote most of these, even though I hate saying it because me not liking Big Last Name, but it was co-written with Ward Davis, who's another great artist who's supposed to be having a second album coming out, whose first album, 15 Years in 10-Year Town, phenomenal album. Unfortunately not available on vinyl yet. He needs to get on that. But cover, gatefold, back cover, which has this tree. And let's take a look at the actual album. I've seen people online where theirs seem to have a lot more of the red, whereas mine doesn't have as much of it, but I still think it's a really nice color. I was wondering how it would turn out when I first heard that it was going to be yellow and red. But I can't wait to give this album a spin. I don't know if I'll have time to really get to any of these albums tonight, or maybe even tomorrow, but I'm going to try and get to them over the weekend. But yeah, that's what I had received this time around, which is nice. The next month's supposed to be a country album. It's looking like it's going to be Townes Van Zandt. But we'll see. I've heard a lot of people say that even though it's like a debut and it's like a 50th anniversary coming out, that it's, you can definitely see the influences in it, because I know he's a big influential artist, but I've also heard it's not exactly his best album. And there's some controversial songs on it, but I'll definitely give it a listen when it comes time for it. But that's all I've got for today, so I hope you all have a great day. Keep rocking, and let me know what new albums you've gotten recently.